Well, tensions soars in Middle East with Israel carrying out a limited raid in Lebanon. In fact, we're given to understand that while the entire leadership of the Hezbollah has now been targeted by the Israeli Defense Forces, Israel essentially indicates that there's a lot more that still needs to be done. In fact, a short while back, we're getting in more details that more terror bases of Hezbollah has been eliminated. In fact, the Israeli Defense Forces have now confirmed about 15 missiles were fired from the Lebanon side, which were intercepted by the Israeli army. In fact, the IDF has also claimed that more bases have also been targeted. Let me just quickly take you through the details coming in from the IDF, where the projectiles were fired from Lebanon. Joining me on this broadcast is Guy Nir, the spokesperson of Israeli Embassy here in the national capital. Mr. Nir, thank you very much for speaking to Republic TV. Let me straight away begin by asking you, a limited raid that is now being carried out, the objective of this war seems to be only widening.
Right. So we need to understand that the situation for the last 11 months has been unimaginable. All the Israelis living in the north of Israel can't live there with 9,000 rockets approximately being fired at them for the last 11 months. We've been seeking out to have diplomatic solutions to no avail, and we decided to not wait any longer, and that's, if you're following over the last 2 weeks, is what is escalated from our point of view. We can't continue to contain this situation any longer. And yes, correct. From the last 24 hours, we can confirm that there's a ground operation taking place. We have targets. We have terror targets that we have recognized, and we are working very precisely and as swiftly as possible to prevent our soldiers from being in any harm for too long.
Guy, could you also give us a sense of the targets that you're essentially talking about? Help us understand what is it that the Israeli Defense Forces is essentially looking at. As we understand, the top leadership of Hezbollah has already been eliminated. So what are the challenges and what are the targets that you're really looking at right now?
Right. So Hezbollah has about 100,000 operatives. We're talking about terrorists who vow to end Israel, who vow to kill all Israelis in Israel. 100,000 operatives. We have intel on where they're storing their ammunition, and are focusing and we're targeting such places to prevent them from executing anything like what they planned, and to bring peace and quiet to our people living in north of Israel.
Okay, in terms of the ground operations that are being carried out, how different is it than what we have seen in the past? Because earlier too, we're given to understand tanks had rolled in. How different is it this time?
So now we are very much more prepared to this operation than we were in the past. I reminded that we had years to prepare for this exact operation. We have thousands and thousands of intel preparing us for the actions that you saw over the last 2 weeks. And this time around, we're coming much more prepared. Hezbollah is a very big terror organization, and we take that into consideration. And they're very well organized. So we are trying to outwit, outsmart, and outrun them. It's something that shouldn't be taken lightly, because they have invested lots of time and energy in perfecting their ways, and we are trying to do the best to perfect ours and see to it that we get peace and quiet in Israel.
Well, one final question that I want to take from you, Guy, is with regards to the current ground assessment. How much have you been able to achieve so far? What are the challenges that the Israeli Defense Forces really face at this point in time with a succession plan that has been rolled out by the Hezbollah?
Okay, so exact details about the ground operation I cannot disclose for the safety of our soldiers on ground. I can say that the things that were targeted were very closely targeted and aimed for. And we are looking to minimize the time that we're there and to get out of there as soon as we can and get the most done fast and quickly.
Well, thank you very much, Guy, for joining us on this broadcast and putting this into perspective as the ground operations still continue as we speak. A short while back, the Israeli Defense Forces have also put out a statement saying that multiple targets have actually been identified and the operation is still underway. Now, what's been the biggest target for the Israeli forces is particularly the Hezbollah headquarters in the heart of Beirut. In fact, a short while back, Lebanese authorities have pointed out that over thousands have already been displaced because of the war that has been carried out by Israel. And there has also been an appeal that has been made by the Lebanese authorities that an immediate ceasefire should be worked out for the safety of those who are in Lebanon. Let me also quickly get you a report coming in now from Beirut, where Republic reporter Ali Homash is joining us. Ali, give us a sense of what's really happening on the ground right now as the ground operations are already underway. How many areas have been affected so far?
Well, yes, regarding the misconception that the Israeli government and the Israeli occupation forces, their military occupation forces, are trying to propagate, there has been no ground operation or incursion or occupation so far for the southern borders or the regions in the southern borders of Lebanon, northern borders of occupied Palestine. As a matter of fact, the Israeli media and the chief media offices yesterday tried to trumpet some hype, to create some hype regarding the idea of a ground invasion, and they have failed miserably, given that the resistant forces led by Hezbollah and formed by Hezbollah chiefly were awaiting at the borders and have managed to target 3 to 4 groupments of Israeli occupation soldiers without them even having trespassed into Lebanese borders. So many people wonder, how is it that Israel is claiming it has started ground operation at a time where its forces are being targeted still in the occupied regions, in the settlements, as well as being unable to step a single foot into Lebanon? More so, we saw in the morning Hezbollah successfully targeted the Tel Aviv and the Israeli occupation capital, and managed.
Ali, can I get a confirmation from you, because there were multiple speculative reports that were doing the rounds that the Hezbollah in fact carried out an attack and the target happened to be the Mossad headquarters. Is there any statement that has been issued by the Hezbollah with regards to this attack that was carried out? Could you give us more specifics? When did this happen and what is it that the Hezbollah is claiming?
Okay, so Hezbollah actually this is what I was getting towards. Hezbollah successfully attacked this morning, targeted the Mossad headquarters in Galilot. It's called the 8200 base. It is considered the Mossad HQ in Tel Aviv and is considered responsible for most of the assassinations, as well as, most of the assassinations, as well as the military leader targeting, as well as the pager and telecommunication massacre that endangered and targeted civilians, as well as Hezbollah members. This is the second targeting done by Hezbollah for this HQ. It has been confirmed this morning by the Hezbollah media office. It is a major blow for the Israelis at a time they are claiming to be successfully attempting to infiltrate Lebanon. And again, I reiterate what I said early on, that they have not stepped foot so far in Lebanon, and they have had multiple casualties following their skirmishes and their encounters with Hezbollah fighters from across the board, from across the border. And as such, we see that Israel is in a pinch right now. It's seeking to create an image of success and of victory at a time when it has success, when Tel Aviv, and we saw that in Israeli media, you can check it, has been targeted by 10 attacks. Hezbollah used its Fadi 4 rocket, a considered a medium-range ballistic rocket that has attacked the Mossad HQ, successfully targeting it and creating a new equation at a time where Israel is calling for victory and seemingly enjoying its latest operational successes.
Well, thank you very much, Ali, for getting us the latest details. We'll keep coming back to you as Republic gets you views from both sides. In fact, reports coming in from Israel as well as Lebanon to give you an understanding, a 360-degree understanding of the escalation that has now taken place in the Middle East. Reporter from the ground in Beirut making a point that no ground invasion has taken place. That was Ali Hamosh reporting for Republic TV. Well, in fact,